everybody, John here from Hull Miniatures Great and Small, and today Jake and I are going to be playing something a little bit different. You may have been watching the last few months. I received the Team Yankee starter box, and I finally painted up everything, and now today we're going to play some Team Yankee.
Cool.
Team Yankee. So what we're doing though is, this is kind of from an introductory standpoint. It's been years since either one of us has played Team Yankee.
Yeah, and even then I played like once.
No, you played in Shifting Sands.
Oh, that's right. I did play at a tournament.
So you played at least 5 games.
Yes, I don't remember that. I remember one of those because you and I played one of those.
Yes.
That's the only one I actually remember.
And I can't remember. You might have won that one. But
Probably. I am amazing.
Yeah. So we're pretty much starting with scratch. I know Team Yankee's had some revisions since then. It's not really version 2. It's like version 1.5, whatever they're calling it. But it's a lot more like Flames of War version 4.
Which is good.
So there's not a lot new for us to remember, particularly since we're not playing with helicopters. That would be the one big rule that's kind of different.
Yeah, we're going pretty basic today.
Basic. We're just playing the contents out of the box set. And we're going to go over, at least for the first few turns, in detail, how we're making our rolls, what we're doing, what we're moving, so you guys can get an idea of how Team Yankee plays.
Heads up, I have no idea what I'm doing. You've read the rules.
There you go. So I've read the rules.
I know as much as you know.
You know as much as your Flames of War 4 knowledge will give
exactly.
You. Which is pretty good.
I'll be using Panzerfaust and shooting at you with IS-2s. It'll be great.
Kind of. The evolution of the IS-2. So Jake's going to take the Russians.
Yep.
Or the Soviets, I guess. And I'm going to be taking the Americans. So, Jake, you want to go over your list?
Yes, with my handy cards. So I am taking a tank battalion. In the tank battalion for my commander, he is a T-80. I have 1 unit of 3 T-80s, 1 unit of 3 T-64s, and a BMP-3 scout unit. Or what are they called? Platoon, recon platoon.
Recon platoon, yeah. The T-80 is an awesome tank. It's like the best Soviet tank.
Yeah. And
the fact that the starter box for $50 comes with 4 of those is just, I mean, you're paying like $45 for 5 of them by themselves. And you get 4 in the starter box.
So really, you should just buy starter boxes.
You should buy starter boxes if you're building an army from scratch. So, and I think that comes to about 48 points if I remember correctly. So, I'm taking the Americans. I've got one IP M1 Abrams as my HQ, which is the IP I believe stands for Improved Performance Abrams. So it's not the awesome M1A1 Abrams or the M1A1 HC. There's like 4 different versions. The best Abrams costs 16 points for each tank.
Wow.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. But these ones aren't that expensive. So I have 1 as an HQ, and then I have a platoon of 2. I also have a platoon of 2 M60 Patton tanks, which is an evolution of the Pershing to M48 Patton to M60 Patton.
Isn't that the tank that was in like Vietnam?
The M48 Patton, which looks a lot like it.
It looks very similar.
They look very, very similar. And then 2 M3 up-armored Bradleys. So we'll see how that goes. I think my force comes to 41 points, but we're playing what's coming in the starter box. So in the starter box, the Americans are at a 7-point disadvantage. If we'd wanted to make it completely even, that's like 2 more Pattons. Well, 2 more Pattons would be 8 points, but then you'd be off
Close
by
enough.
1 point. But we're not going to play that. We're going to play with the box as is, so that you guys can see how that plays. So there you go. We're going to go set up the board, set up the mission, and we'll show you guys the battle. Welcome to the battlefields of World War III. So, Jake is going to play the Soviets.
Yep.
It's nice that I don't have to play the Soviets.
That means they'll actually win this time.
The gauntlet has been thrown. I accept your challenge, although you're probably going to win. All right, so Jake, the mission we're playing, let's start there, is Annihilation. So Annihilation is probably the most basic game in Team Yankee and Flames of War. There are no objectives on the table. The only goal is to break your opponent's company.
Cool.
So, I will break you.
You will try.
That's what the Soviet guy said to Rocky. Darn. Okay, so we're playing lengthwise. So Jake had a 12-inch deployment zone over there. I have this 12-inch strip here. We'll go with Jake's deployment first. You want to start with what you've done?
Yeah, I've got 3 T-80s, 3 T...
64s?
Yep. And then the commander's right there, and then I've got my 2 scouts on this thing.
2 scouts over there, all right. So you've got your tanks all kind of mixed together to probably enjoy that commander reroll bubble that you love so much. While you have concentrated your force in the middle, I've conducted a classic pincers movement.
Mm-hmm.
I've got my 2 Bradleys here, 2 M60 Pattons there, my 2 IPM1s, and for the sake of points, we talked since filming the intro, what we're going to do is we're going to upgrade this guy to an M1A1. So that's an additional 5-point upgrade to him. It improves his gun, but not his armor. But that way the points are a little bit closer. So instead of 7 points difference, you're only up by 2 points.
Cool.
All right, as the attacker, I deployed a unit first, and we went back and forth. Since this mission is a meeting engagement, we roll off to see who actually gets the first turn. All right, you ready for this?
Sure.
Let's do it. I'm a 2, so that should be easy for you to beat.
Oh, what a psych out.
All right, so it's going to be Soviet turn 1. I gotta say, if you haven't seen Team Yankee terrain before, the terrain for Team Yankee is just cool. This is the fast food restaurant. We've got a gas station, the highway roads, these telephone poles I just bought at a railroad shop. They're mounted on pennies. I upgraded the convenience store a little bit. We have a cool mechanics workshop over there, modern garages and oil tanks. Maybe this is what the Soviets are attacking. So, cool stuff. It's a neat way to have your army or your table look different than Flames of War, and it's a nice change of pace. Okay, what I'm going to go for is my M1A1. I'm going to try to blitz him to see if I can get over here and get a shot that way. So there, to blitz, it is a skill check. So you see there, Abrams has a skill check of 4+ on the card, so that's what I'm looking for, Jake. 4+. No, okay. So I can still move, but now all my shooting's at +1 this turn for him.
I'm disappointed.
Me too. Okay, these 2 Abrams are going to do some cross checks. 2+ for the mighty Abrams tank. We'll start with the guy in the lead. And he's going to move here as I break his turret. And then this guy's going to try on a 2+. And he's going here. And actually, we got to remember this, Jake, because it's just like version 4 of Flames of War. You're going to be completely in the woods to get the advantage of concealment.
Cool.
All right, and then over here, we're going to try to do the same thing with the Bradleys. They, just to double check, have a cross check of 2+ as well. So this guy is good. He's moving within 2 inches of the edge of the woods there. And then his friend is good. I should have tried to blitz him so I could get a shot off this turn, but too late now. And then the M60s, I think I'm just going to move them over a little bit. See if we can draw out your BNPs over there.
I'm good.
All right, and then with that, I don't have any shots. He can't see anything. The woods and the can kind of cut me off. So it's going to be on to Soviet turn 2.
Alright, I'm going to try to move all 3 of these tanks into the woods.
Okay, so what we do is you're making a cross check,
Yep.
which for those T-80s is a 2+, just like my Abrams.
Yep.
So basically you do one at a time. So the first one, if he's successful or not, you don't know. You can't move until, you can't move the second one until you decide what you do with the first one.
Yep. So this first one here. We failed. Good start, guys.
So now your choice is, so he's kind of stuck where he is the second going to try?
I don't know anymore.
We'll be back. Turn 2. What have you done, Jake? What have you done?
All right, so since he failed to drive into the woods, he ruined the whole plan of pushing everybody through. So we're waiting, but we do have some shots here against the Bradleys over there.
Okay. So you've got. So who's firing first?
So first of all, I'll have the company commander fire first.
Okay.
So he can see the one on my right.
You can see this one?
Yes.
All right, so what you do is you turn your turret to face your target.
Yes.
And that's important because if you're hit from the side or your turret's hit from the side, you have weaker armor on the side.
Yep.
And it could be bad. All right, so now he looks at my 2-hit number, which these guys are hit on 4s.
Yep.
5s for concealment. 6s for range, unless your weapon has...
It has laser rangefinder, brutal, and advanced stabilizer.
Okay, so laser rangefinder means you ignore the +1 penalty for shooting at long range.
That's good.
So normally it would have been 6, and it would have been like 6 in Flames of War, but you're hitting him on a 5.
Okay.
All right, so you got 1 shot.
No.
No, another. That's your
These
second
dice
one in a
suck.
row.
You're like, we should use the starter box dice.
We're using the starter box dice. They look cool.
All right, and I think over here, I just have his shot.
That guy on the end.
Yes. So he's a T-64. And he also has laser rangefinder.
Sweet. All right, so just looking for that sweet 5.
Yeah.
So close.
These dice are garbage.
Hey, at least you rolled a 4. That's somewhat average. Is that all the shooting you got?
Yes.
So those 2 you're saying have no shot because the quickie mart's in the way?
Yeah, no matter which way I put it, like I can't even get over here there because he's shooting through like this tiny gap and he's shooting through this tiny gap.
Gotcha. All right. On to American turn 2. Let's see if I can score first blood. All right, over here, we're going to try some cross checks. We're going to see if the Pattons can go in the woods next to their little Bradley friends. So this guy in the lead, 2+, he makes it. He's just going to sidle up here. And then this guy, 2+,
It's a 3.
he makes it. So this wood is just kind of teeming with the sound of armor crunching branches and stuff. That's pretty cool. All right, we're going to go into the shooting phase next. All right, we're going to start the shooting phase with my M1A1 Abrams. It's going to be firing into the platoon of T-64s over there. So basically I sidled around here for my movement. So normally you're hit on what, 3s or 4s?
3s.
So 4s for the concealment. You're behind the that fence there.
Yep, that's it.
And then that's it because I have advanced laser rangefinder, laser rangefinder. You don't get the range.
You don't try to
penalty.
make your laser rangefinder better than mine.
Well, I do have advanced stabilizer. That's where the advanced came from.
Yes.
All right, so I need 4s, and I get 2 shots because that's my moving rate of fire.
Okay.
Okay, that's 2 hits. All right, so I assigned my hits there. I just took some of Jake's red dice and put them by my targets. Basically, I fired at one target. I hit that target twice, so I get to splash a second hit to someone else in the same platoon within 6 inches of the original target. So I've got those 2 guys on the wings. Your front armor is normally 17, right?
Yep.
But it's going to be 18 because I don't have anything like heat to cancel that. So the M1A1 has a 23 firepower, so 18. So you need a 5 to equal and a 6 to bounce.
So this tank.
All right. Well, he's going with the other 5 to equal.
And this one. No.
Okay, and it is a 2+ firepower. So the guy who is potentially bailed out when it equals, if you make your firepower test, you're bailed out.
Yep.
So he's bailed out, and then for the guy who I exceeded his armor, 2+ is destroyed. A 1 would be bailed out.
Yes.
Bailed out. All right, so 2 bailed out. All right, so my Bradleys are going to be firing their TOW 2 missiles. I can only fire these when they're stationary. So obviously they didn't move this turn. So he's going to fire at the T-80 that fired at him. and he's going to fire at the bailed out T-64 that fired at him last turn. So normally you're hit on 3s, 4s for range, 4s for concealment. Range isn't a factor because they have the guided special rule. So here is your T-80, sir. Miss, and here is your T-64. Miss. All right, the M60 Pattons are going to be firing into those two T-64s there on the end. One of them's bailed out. It's going to be 4 shots because they've got 2 shots each for rate of fire, 2 for moving, sorry, and they have laser rangefinder. So you're hit on 3s, 4s for concealment behind the little fence there. All right, here we go. So we got 2 hits, perfectly average, 1 for each one of those guys. And it's 20 versus your front armor was 17?
Yes.
It goes to 18. So 1 fails and a 2 equals. 3 or more bounces.
So this tank.
Okay, he's the guy who's not bailed out.
He's good.
He bounces.
And then this tank, he's possible bailed.
All right, and then the firepower is a 2+.
Hey,
Okay.
you did it.
So now check. So he's bailed out. So he's bailed out again. So check your courage rating.
4+.
And if you fail your courage, your tank blows up and your guys run away.
Okay. I like how everything else is a 3+, except for courage.
Okay.
Does my commander get to reroll courage?
I think so. Let's
see
check
if it
out.
matters.
No, okay. Let's see if it matters.
No, it doesn't matter.
But that's a good question. I believe it does, but maybe. Does it do it in Flames of War?
Yes.
Then it probably does here too. Because your battalion commander's right there, right? That guy, yeah. And just to clarify a rule, when Jake was hit again, he was already bailed out and got a second bailed out. It was a remount test that was needed, which was a 3+, but you failed that 2 times as well.
Yeah.
So with that, the American forces are done, but I did get first blood, which does nothing for me.
Makes you feel better.
Makes me feel better. So on to Soviet turn 3. First up, let's see if you can remount that T-64 on a 3+.
I do.
You do. You gave up on the starter set dice, eh?
Yes, those are garbage.
For shame. With 1 Soviet tank destroyed, the Russians kind of are in panic mode. What happened in your movement
I'm not
phase?
panicking. This is all going according to plan. He was bait.
Curses.
All right, so I've moved back all the T-80s to right over here. Everybody has a shot on someone. We're basically just aiming to take out the woods, and then we can go for your Abrams.
Okay.
Because they're the scariest thing.
They are the scariest thing.
We'll just ignore them for a little while. We've got my 2 T-64s over here.
Okay.
Basically, I wanted to just get them out of line of sight of that Abrams and getting shots over here. So
Yeah, they're hiding behind the workshop.
Yep, and then BMPs are over here.
The BMPs, they popped out.
Yep, so everyone is going to light up that forest.
Everyone that's still alive. Yeah. Okay.
So not that guy. Yeah. So, how
all right.
Rude. Okay, so this squad leader, he can only hit one of
That would be a battalion commander. You really demoted him.
Battalion commander is shooting at the Bradley on the one closest to you.
This one here.
Yeah, that's the only one he can see.
All right, so normally I'm hit on 4s, 5s for range. I mean, 5s for concealment, not
Concealment, yes. I gotcha.
range. All right, I'll go to your 2+ firepower, I believe.
I'm a 22. What is your armor?
My armor's 5.
Oh, well, that's adorable. Even on a D10, you can do it. All right, 2+. Yes.
All right, so this one is destroyed.
8 lead, sucker.
It's probably like depleted uranium.
It is.
All right, and the rest of that platoon. So that wasn't your battalion commander, that whole conversation.
That was just squad leader. I was right.
Company commander.
Whatever.
Okay. So his
right.
2 friends.
Yes. These 2 into the patents.
All right, so same thing. You need 5s.
We got 1.
All right, my 15 goes to
A 16.
16
Or wait,
versus
no,
your...
do you still get your +1?
Yeah,
Oh.
I believe so. Because you only have...
Guided and heat.
Oh, you do have heat?
Oh, well, I also have a missile.
Well, which did you fire?
Are you? It's one or the other. Oh yeah, because
Yes.
it's going out of the same barrel. That makes sense. Well, which one's better to fire?
Well, I don't know.
I don't know either. I think they're the same because anti-tank 21 on the missile, and it's anti-tank 22 on the main gun. So
Yeah, because the missile would ignore the range bonus I get for my armor.
Yeah.
So it's anti-tank 22. All right, so let's see.
we'll just shoot the main gun.
So it's my 15 goes to a 16. So I need a 6 to equal.
Okay,
I'm sorry to do this to you, but there's a 6.
that was rude.
And then I think it's a 2-up firepower, right?
He's gonna be bailed. He's bailed.
He's bailed out.
All right, company commander.
Battalion commander.
Whatever.
Battalion commander.
He missed.
Okay. And then you've got
Yes, these two chaps over here. Both of them.
they're not British.
They could be.
Oh yes.
All right, 2 shots. You know what? I think.
What are they going to go
They're
into?
both as dangerous, honestly, as.
Well, these guys are more dangerous if they don't move. Although it's only 1 shot at AT 23. I don't know. It's up to you.
Interesting. I'm just gonna do 1 shot on both.
Oh, okay. Okay. So you want to do the Patton first on a
Yes,
5?
Patton on a 5, missed,
And
and
Bradley on a 5.
Bradley on a 5.
Missed.
Still
Okay.
missed.
So those green dice are betraying you now too.
It's the stupid veteran guys.
And then over there you've got your BMP 3s.
Yes, so they're both shooting at I don't know. Here, let me look at their weapon. All right, so I have 2 shots from them. They are both going into the Patton,
Okay.
and I need 5 still.
Okay. And what are you firing?
They're missiles, stabber missiles. Stabber? Yes.
That's a very violent name for a missile.
Get stabbed.
All right.
I missed.
No. I will not be stabbed this day. And with that, that's all your movement, right?
Yeah, that was a bummer.
All right. So on to American turn 3. All right. First up, I'm going to try to do some cross checks here.
Don't you mean morale?
Oh, morale. You're right. You're good call, Jake.
That's
Good-
right. Just
good call.
run to make my turn worth it.
First thing, I got to try to remount this M60 Patton, and my remount is 4+.
Stay
This is so. Here's your luck: is I'm going to fail everything, and they'll all run away.
That would be awesome.
He was lamenting his poor turn, but
Yep.
this could turn it around right here. Okay, remounting on a 4-up. Oh,
Dang it.
Okay. So why that's important is if he had stayed bailed out, this unit would have needed a morale check because you need at least 2 active tanks in a unit to be in good spirits. This unit, however, is not in good spirits, and there's nothing I can do about it. So we're going to go to the Bradley's Courage, which is a 4+.
Fail it. Give me something.
This is why I wish Team Yankee had lucky cards like Flames of War. But no, that does not mean I want Battlefront to produce a separate card pack for Team Yankee. Okay, 4-up. Oh, yes.
No, come on, man.
So that's 1 more turn of tow missiles at least. All right, now back over here. Cross check for this guy, 2+. And we'll move him out.
Can you not roll some 6s? That'd be cool.
No, I can't. Cross check for him. Another 6. All right, so movement is done. Those guys you saw did a move up here. They both passed their cross checks. This guy sidled over to here, basically getting a shot at 1 T-64 over there. These guys are going to stay put because they actually have targets. And we'll see what we can do. So let's go into American shooting. First up, my company commander is going to fire. I'm sorry, these guys are painted desert. My goal is to paint a desert army, but they kind of the color kind of blows out on this green mat unless I get close enough to him. All right, he's going to shoot at 1 T-64. You can only see 1. I could have moved farther to see both of them, but then the T-80s would see me, which would be bad.
You should do that.
No, you should. All right, so what we're going to do is you're normally hit on 3s. 4s because of this nice concrete wall giving you concealment. Also, I can only see like half of you behind that building, so lots of concealment. But still hitting you on 4s. Come on, America. Hey, I got one hit.
That's all you need.
All right, so it's AT 23 versus your front armor 17, which goes to 18. 19.
I failed.
2 plus.
Yay, you finally rolled a 1.
He rolled a 1 last turn.
I know, but like but in between those 2 1s, you rolled
Well,
like
lots of 6s.
7 6s. Or
It was whenever it's a 2 plus firepower. Those who watch my Flames of War Soviet battles,
Which one were you aiming for?
the one that's further out.
Okay.
That's the only one I can see. All right, he's going to shoot at the T-64s because Jake and I checked line of sight. He can't actually see any of those T-80s, which I guess is good. He's safe from them next turn. So he's going to get 1 shot.
Well, until I just move over an inch and shoot you.
True. I can't. I don't have that luxury because I don't have a moving rate of fire on with the tow missile.
Yep.
All right. So let's see. So normally a 3, a 4 because I am firing over this wall. I am shooting at the guy who's bailed out.
Okay.
So, no, I'll shoot at the healthy one.
Like, why would you ever want to shoot at the guy who's bailed?
Well, I thought he's completely out in the open and you get concealment from the building, but you're already getting concealment here, so I'll shoot at the healthy one.
Yep.
Looking for that 4. Nope, he misses. All right, my T-60s are going to go. 1 shot's going to go into the... I think he's going to get an open shot. He is going to shoot the healthy, or the bailed out guy.
Okay.
So that'll be out in the open for a 3.
Yep.
And he's going to fire across the wall at your BMP, which is going to need a 4.
Okay.
So 3 at your T-64. And 4 for your BMP-3. Okay. So it is AT-20 versus your front armor 17?
17.
Goes to 18. Bounce. And then I'm pretty sure my AT-20 penetrates your armor.
I don't know. Let's look it up.
Why don't you roll the die and see what you get?
I didn't.
Okay. And 2 plus firepower. We got him.
Hey, you rolled a firepower.
I did. And with that, that wasn't a bad American turn. I mean, I bailed him out. He should be dead, right?
Yeah.
But if you fail remounting, that's a test. That's a test for sure. So we'll see. Plus, I'm pushing you now, so you got to be worried a little bit about these two. Oh, and I'm thinking I'm going to do a cross check. I mean, shoot and scoot with these guys.
Oh, I want everybody to be aware of this cheating. Look, you hid your Abrams conveniently behind a giant
sorry.
tree, so I can't see.
These guys are going to scoot and shoot.
What?
So movement orders. They shot and they can scoot. Since they didn't move, they can try shoot and scoot.
Yes.
So this guy is going to try a shoot and scoot on a 4 plus.
Okay.
I guess it's the whole unit is shoot and scoot.
Yes.
So 4 plus to scoot and shoot. No. So I guess I won't be scooting and shooting. On to Soviet turn 4. Okay, Jake's remounting his T-64 on a
3 plus.
3 plus. Okay, let's do it.
We did
He
it.
did it. Hey, he's back in. And then you need a morale check over here,
Yes.
which is your morale value.
I
Which
did
is,
it.
I'm sure it's a 6, so you're good. All right, Jake, what did you do?
All right. I've moved all the T-80s back up against the wall.
In the noblest Soviet tradition, you ran away like a coward.
I'm still shooting you just as much. It's just I measured their blitz plus their tactical over here, and you still can't get on my sides. And if you want to just stand out in the open and be here, that would also be great. So no matter what, I'm feeling very safe from right here. And you'll probably just drive through the woods and start like shooting at me, and that's fine too.
I can't hurt you from the front.
What's your AT?
20.
Well, you can try.
But your front armor's 28, kid.
Well, then I definitely made the right choice.
All right.
All right. These guys stayed put, and so did the BMP.
Okay.
So I'm going to shoot you now.
All right. So you wanna go straight into shooting?
Yes. So these, no, the company commander will shoot first.
Okay.
He's right here.
All right.
So he's going to shoot at the BMP.
He's gonna shoot at your BMP?
No, the American BMP. Whatever that is.
Bradley.
There we go.
The American BMP.
The names are
I like
hard.
your role playing your Soviets. All right. You need a 5.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, you got a 5.
2 plus.
2 plus.
Good job, Commander.
All right. So he goes kaplooey. Thank you for not making me take a morale check next turn for those guys.
You're welcome.
All right.
probably-
Next.
All right, and then these 3. Now everybody has an easy job of just kill the patents.
Okay.
So these 3 are shooting all at the patents.
Okay, so again, it's 4 hit normally, 5 for concealment.
1 hit.
All right, so it's 20 versus my front armor. 15 goes to a 16.
It's 22, actually.
Oh, it's 22. Yeah. So I need a 6.
Yes.
No, that's the opposite. 2 plus?
2 plus. Gotcha.
All right, which one were you aiming at?
The commander.
This guy.
Yeah.
All right, so he's just going to swap over there.
These 2 are doing the same thing. Well, let me just kill that guy for you, and then you don't have to.
All right, well, you need some more 5s.
Yep, so these 2 got a 5.
All right, let's see if I can get that 6. No.
2 plus. Yay.
Yes, all right, so they're both destroyed.
Yes.
And then your
He
BMP doesn't have a shot.
anymore.
Yeah. All right, so that's a quick Soviet turn. On to the Americans. My army just got really small really quick. Jake's gonna try to shoot and scoot.
I don't know what I need.
Your
Is it a skill?
skill,
Skill is a 5 plus.
then you failed.
What a bummer.
Okay. Is that for the T-64s?
For everybody.
Okay.
So yeah, never do orders with these guys.
Well, scoot and shoot's like one of those orders that it doesn't hurt that you failed.
Yeah.
Because it's the end of the shooting phase, so you might as well always try it. Even
Yeah. I just wanted to
don't
move
count on
out
it.
of the way of your Abrams shooting at one of these guys.
Yes, well, we'll see about that. All right, on to like I said, American turn 4. All right, I'm only down to 3 tanks, so it's make it or break it time. I move this guy out to the wall. The reason is, if I'm within 2 inches of the wall, I'll get concealment for fire coming this way, but you don't get concealment for it going this way.
Yep.
And I can see that one guy, more than half of him, so I'm going to be firing at him out in the open. These 2 guys moved up, but I'm not going to risk them yet. My hope is this turn he deals with that platoon. Then next turn it's your heavies against my heavies, and hopefully he fails morale over there.
He's gonna win the game.
That's in my perfect world, probably. All right, so here we go. The only shooting in my turn. 2 shots, needing 3s, targeting the guy out in the open. We got 1 hit on him. It's AT 23 versus your front armor 17, right?
Yeah.
This goes to a
18.
18. So you equal.
So equal, yeah.
So let's see if I can get a 2 plus. Hey, he's bailed out.
Good job, Super Tank.
Oh, jeez. Of course, now you're beyond 6 of your platoon commander or battalion commander. For
I was
reroll.
last turn as well. I kind of forgot. I should have.
But you rolled a 3 anyway on the first attempt, so
I
it
got to
didn't
do
matter.
it again now.
So with that, that's the end of my turn.
Okay.
All right, you got a bail in to do over there first.
Yeah.
Oh. So he remains bailed out. So now that unit needs a check,
Hey,
and they run away. So the guy who's
they should really fix that. I feel like in Flames of War in general, if you have 1 healthy tank still, that's like, right? There's 5 guys in there.
well, at these low point levels, it feels worse because normally you would have 7 or 8 of those guys in a platoon. So the guy who's bailed out is destroyed. The guy who's healthy just runs away. All right, so and then your BMPs need a morale check as well, which I forget what it is.
So did I.
But he survives again. So half of my plan worked. All right. So Jake's movement is done. What'd you do?
Just moved the group together. Everybody, I shoot him, I win. So
If you kill him.
yes.
Yes, you win.
Well, I'm gonna bail you twice, and then you're gonna fail him around. Then you're gonna see how it feels.
Probably. All right, but I can give myself a reroll. Ha.
Yes.
Okay. All right, let's do it.
The BMP is actually the one that's gonna kill you.
Ah,
so.
okay. He's going to give the killing
Yes,
blow.
so here we go. He hit you.
All right, what is his AT?
21.
Okay, my front armor is 19.
He has guided and heat.
So heat is... So guided is no long range penalty. Heat is no armor bonus. So my 19... Although I have Chobham armor, does that give me anything? Chobham armor.
Is that how you pronounce it? Chobham?
Yeah.
That's a silly armor.
Wow, you really are Russian, aren't you? Side armor is 16 against heat weapons, so that doesn't help me against front armor. Okay, so here we go. 19 versus your 21.
Yep.
No 1, please. Okay, bounce.
Aha, I was testing you.
Okay.
All right, I'm just gonna roll everybody.
Everybody's firing at him. All right, fair enough.
Four
Four shots. Needing 5s.
Yes. I hit you once.
All right. So I do get my range bonus here. So my 19 goes to a 20
Yes.
versus your AT 22. So again, it's a 1. I don't want to roll a 1.
Yes. 2 plus. Ah! No. I would like to use my once per game lucky.
Yeah, that's Flames of War.
This is crap. This is
Now
such
you know how I feel. Feel my pain.
I would have won the game on that one though.
All right, and with that, that's the end of Soviet turn. So let's see what I can do. All right, since he's my company commander, he has a 2+ remount.
So double ones.
So double ones. Oh, there we go.
It.
All right, so with that, time to move some Americans and do what they do best.
Move.
Blast Ruskies. All right, movement is over. Those guys dashed over there to that fence. It's a risky move, but I'm going to win or lose. You know, you're cowering in the back, so I'm going to have to get to your side somehow with those guys. And I sidled him over. I think he's going to, I'm debating internally, shoot at him, finish him off, or try to get lucky and take one of those guys out. I think I'm going to take out that guy because he's just as deadly as those guys to me. And I'm going to assume you're passing your morale. So we're just going to do 2 shots into that BMP, hit you on 3s, hit you twice.
I'll survive.
2, well, the way I've been rolling my
Double
firepowers,
ones.
2 plus firepowers. There we go.
Dang it.
So he is exploded. And with that, that's the end of my turn. All right. German.
Yes.
Too much flames war. Soviet movement is done. What did you do?
I've moved. It's hard because you were putting me in a bit of a pincer here.
My plan, you saw through it.
I think I'm going to be okay, at least after this turn, if I don't just win. But basically what I've done is I've pulled back, I've turned so we can all shoot at this unit over here. You can still come out and shoot me, but I measured it, and even with a successful blitz, you can only get to like right over here. You could come around the back, but you won't have enough to shoot me.
Yeah.
And if you get to here, you're still shooting at my front armor.
Gotcha.
So no matter what, at least you're shooting at my front armor still. But yeah, so we're going to shoot all 4 of these guys.
Into those guys.
The Abrams, yeah.
All right, so there's concealment from the fences.
Yes. Lots of burning wrecks.
Lots of 5s.
All the concealment. All right, here we go. 1 hit.
Got 1? Okay. So you're 22 versus my front armor 19 because I am an IP M1 Abrams, which goes to front armor 20 because of range.
Roll a 1.
So here we go.
Dang it.
Bounce. All right, on to American turn. I may lose the battle, but I feel like I've accomplished something because I bullied you into the corner. All right, so those guys moved up to behind the workshop. These guys moved, or the company commander moved up behind that flaming BMP-3. I have no shots, but my pincer is closing on you.
Yep.
On to Soviet turn. Soviet movement's done.
Yes. Here I am.
For shame.
You moved in a very good spot over here. So basically, I couldn't really get all of my tanks around this corner anyway. I could only get like 3 tanks.
Without risking a blitz that might fail.
And my blitz on 5 pluses, so
Yeah.
I'm never going to blitz. And so, yeah, that's why I decided to basically go back here, because then I'm safer and you can't get behind me, at least easily. I guess you could drive to right here. But as soon as I could make a wall of tanks right there, but then you can also just drive through me and then shoot me in the back. And you're a much better brawler tank than I am. So here we are. So these 3 tanks are going to shoot you, and this one does not have a shot.
Okay. So 3 shots.
Here's how
all of them get concealment or no?
yes.
Okay. So 4s, you're hitting me normally on 4s, so 5s because of concealment.
1 hit.
All right. So
Always get the 1.
we're at short range.
Yes.
So 19 versus your 22.
Here we go.
I need a 3
It's all happening.
or higher. 3 equals.
Dang it.
Okay. Do I bail out?
This doesn't mean anything. Ooh, I bailed you out.
I'm bailed out again.
Okay.
on to American turn. All right, I'm gonna bail back in there on a 2+. Okay.
Roll it again. I challenge that die.
And I'm going to turn my barrel
Don't
and
you
not
ignore
move.
me.
And since I'm within 2 inches of the edge of that wreck, it doesn't give you concealment, but that flaming tank might. So we'll take a look and see if in that position I have any open shots. All right, I'm going to stay where I am. The BMP3 is really long, so it's longer than 2 inches. So I would not. I would be giving you concealment shooting through it.
Yes.
I thought about moving out, but I think I'm going to stay put, give you concealment, and then go for the scoot and shoot.
Okay.
So I'm going to hit you on 4s instead of 3s, but hopefully.
Are you targeting the platoon or the company commander?
Is the company commander in sight?
Yeah, he's this guy.
Yeah, I'll take the company commander, hoping that you can't swap the hit, and then I break your company.
Okay.
All right, here we go. So normally 4s. So my plan 1 will work if I don't roll any 3s. I don't want to see any 3s here. All right. And then he's going to try to scoot and shoot on a 3. Okay.
Well, at least he did something right.
He did. And he scoots there. And that's my turn. On to Soviet turn. Soviet movement's done.
Yep. I've moved this direction.
Hey.
It was a hard toss-up because I could get all 4 shots on your commander, but it's more dangerous because if I fail it, then your commander can easily get to my side, and then they can get to the side with a successful blitz. Whereas in this direction, I'm safe from your commander, from the side at least, and you still have to make a blitz to get to my side here. So this way is like slightly safer. But yeah, so we'll see. It's also harder for me to win on this side, but it's safer.
All right, 4 shots into my platoon.
Yes, so hitting you on 4s because I can see you.
Yeah, you can see more than half of me.
And I hit you twice.
All right, 1 for each tank.
That's the first time I've hit you twice, I think. Ever.
All right, the guy on my left.
Yes.
So I need a 3 or higher.
You are within 16.
Bounce. The guy on my right. Potential bail.
Which, as we've learned, means nothing.
Well, we never know. I could always have a bad run of luck.
Well, that's what happened to me, is you bailed out one guy, and then I lost that whole platoon, so hopefully.
You can hope, though I have my company commander in range.
Yes.
All right, on to American turn. Remounting on a 2+. He's back in. He's back in the fight, baby. And now on to movement. I think I'm going to have to blitz those guys.
And try to end it.
Try to end it. All right, here we go. So I'm blitzing on a 4+.
This is it. Yes! This game goes even longer.
Yep. All right, those guys moved over there, just regular old tactical speed to hide. He came around to get a shot on the one guy in the end. So it's going to be 2 shots out on the open, hitting on 3s.
Okay.
Hey, we got 2 hits.
Nice.
All right, so we'll do 1 we can see fully, and then 1 we can see partially.
Well, didn't you move just so you could see this one guy?
Yeah, out in the open.
Just.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
you want to see everybody?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, everyone else that can see, it's probably 3 of the 4 can see him.
Well, he's a company commander, so if you picked him, I don't know if you could see the rest of the platoon.
Gotcha, I can see him fully. We'll check the line of sight to see. All right, so we just checked line of sight. Basically, that guy I could see completely there on the end, and then that guy I could see probably about 20% of him, which is enough to assign a hit to him. And I couldn't assign a hit to your company or your battalion commander because it's a separate unit.
Yeah.
If I had shot him, if he had been my target, I could have splashed hits onto that unit.
Yeah.
But not the other way around. So my 23 versus your 20.
So this guy, so he failed, and this guy, he passed.
2 up.
Hey,
Yeah,
he did it.
he got one. That's the first kill he's gotten.
Yep. Well, he did kill this whole unit, but due to morale.
He did. Oh, due to morale. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's my turn. All right, Soviet turn is done. These guys are like, go left, go right, go left.
I just want to kill you. It's so much to ask.
All right, so you got 3 shots.
I just want everybody to know you pitched me this game and be like, oh, it's going to be super fast. And here we are 2 hours later.
Well, I'm not the one hiding in my back.
I have to.
All right, let's see. Hitting me on 4s.
I hit you once.
Oh, just once?
I swear.
That's
it doesn't
all you
matter
need.
how many tanks I have over here. I hit you once.
You just hit the number of tanks that is in the platoon. All right, so my 19, I need a 3 or higher.
Finally.
You penetrated.
2+.
2+. Let's see that 1.
I failed it so many times.
1.
Yay! It's over.
Good game.
Thank goodness.
All right, let's go to our post-game show. And with that, Jake's the victor. Congratulations,
Yes.
Jake.
That's how you win with Russians.
If there had been objectives, though, you would have been a little bit different
Oh,
game.
sure. Yeah, I would have lost.
But
thankfully, there weren't.
well, it's once you get into close range, then you start failing on those armor rolls a lot sooner.
Yeah, and honestly, I don't know, this didn't really come down to tactics. Like, we both knew the basic level to, like, be smart about our tanks, and that's about all tactics win. It was really who could fail their armor first.
Well, I think tactics played a part. I mean, I forced you into a corner using tactics,
Yeah.
right?
But, like, even forcing me into the corner, you don't have enough tanks to really threat. Like, honestly, so that was probably the biggest one, is you did finally push me to a point where, like, if I failed killing you here, you would have had this guy on my side for sure, and you would have had probably one of these guys.
Maybe 1 shot there.
Yeah.
But that would have been iffy.
Yeah. Because it would have been a 50-50 with, like, mantlet and stuff like that. But, yeah, that's the hard part is, if there was an objective, I would have had to push, and this game would have been done 5 turns ago regardless if you won or I won.
Yeah.
Which is why you play games with objectives.
Yeah, that's why I don't like Annihilation, but Annihilation is a simple game, especially for new players who might be approaching it for the first time, because all you have to worry about is shooting.
In Annihilation, I would probably say the Russians have the advantage just because you can castle up in a corner. Like, I tried not to because I knew right off the bat that I could just castle up into a corner. So, like, I tried pushing out, and I was going to actually flank this way. But as soon as you went gone to ground there and we're going to be good there, I was like, all right, we got to kill everybody in the woods. And you're a much better brawling tank than I am. So there's a sweet distance that I have to, like, stay away from you, but also get within to have the best chance at killing you.
Yeah, the Abrams is great up close because it can move 14 and still shoot its main gun twice.
Yeah, and most of the time I was always accounting for you successfully passing your blitz.
Even though I wasn't successful, I think, at all in this game, which was sad. But that's the way it rolls. All right, so what did you think of your units? Let's start with the T-80.
I mean, T-80 is great.
And front armor... front armor 19? 20.
Yeah, front armor 20.
Which means you're impervious to my regular Abrams.
Yes.
And I guess that's something we should talk about. If we had played this with the exact units that the starter set told us to play with...
Oh, yeah, that wouldn't have been as fun.
I think the Americans are at such a disadvantage because these are the only things that can kind of threaten your T-80s.
Yeah, and those would be dead first.
And those would be the first things you target.
Yeah.
And then it's just a rush to your sides while you cower to the back, and I have nothing I can do to you.
Yeah, and that rush to the side is like my whole army's probably shooting at you as you're rushing in the open to get to me.
Which is a lot. I mean, granted, I still need 1s and 2s or 3s to fail.
Yeah.
But there will be a lot of shots over a couple of turns.
Yeah, for sure.
Each tank is a big loss. That's why having this guy as an M1A1 gave me some threat. So you had to take that into consideration when you're moving your T-80s.
Oh yeah, and he's the one that killed pretty much everything.
No,
Except
he
for this
didn't.
tank.
He didn't. I think those guys bailed out one of those too, but
I think the Pattons killed this one.
Yeah.
But that he killed. Oh, and
Pattons killed that one too.
Guy.
Yeah. Pattons killed a couple.
Other than that, he killed these 3 tanks.
Yeah. Yeah, and that one was on a failed morale, but that counts just as much as anything else.
Yeah.
Now, if I got lucky, so my plan was bringing him out on his own. I was hoping to, end the game, but if I would have got 2 kills on that platoon, it would have forced a morale check on you.
Yeah.
Granted, you probably wouldn't have...
I probably wouldn't have failed it, but then I would have had less shots coming back in.
And you only hit me once out of with 3 shots, so...
Yeah.
Because it's a 50-50 to hit me even in the open, so...
Yeah.
2 tanks. Well, you still should get 1 hit with 2 tanks, but.
And I definitely didn't roll anything particularly amazing. Like I was getting 1 hit on you continuously for turns and turns.
Right. Whenever it was a unit of 1, you got 1 hit, and when you shot at the unit of 2,
I got
you got
2
hits.
It didn't mean anything.
No, with a 2-up remount, those Abrams are nice.
Yeah, but Abrams are really good. They're pretty scary.
It's just they're so expensive. That guy I think is 16 points.
Yeah.
15 points by himself.
Which I think it's good to have at least one guy that's that scary, because him against my whole army, like he's kind of the top dog even amongst the T80s.
Yeah.
Especially at a brawling standpoint. But you still have to worry about your front armor because I can still penetrate it, but I can still do it.
And there are scarier things you can bring on as you play Team Yankee more.
Yeah.
Like Su-25 Frogfoots, the attack jets,
Yeah.
have, I think, AT-27, or they have something really high.
Once you start adding anything that can fly, the whole dynamic changes. Honestly, I don't know how worth it he becomes once you start with aircraft and whatnot.
Well, it depends. Just like Team Yankee, they come in on a 4+, but there's a lot of potential AA that everyone can bring.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting as we explore.
Definitely need.
All right, so there you go, guys. That's a look at Team Yankee for the starter set. So if you're interested in Team Yankee, hopefully this gives you an idea of how it plays a little bit different than Flames of War. I guess that's another question I wanted to ask you. Did you feel lost being a Flames of War player, or did everything seem kind of intuitive?
Oh no, everything. Right, I know very little rules about Team Yankee, and thankfully all the rules I need are on the card itself, so that helps a lot.
Which come in the starter set.
Exactly. So that's great, not having to flip through the book and stuff. Personally, I still just like Flames of War better.
You like historic versus.
Yeah, I like historic, and I just think units look cooler in Flames of War in general. Like the Abrams is a cool tank, but I don't know. He's just he's a flat rectangle.
He's very flat. That's why I like the T80. It's got such cool.
Yeah, the T80 does
It's got such cool stuff all over him.
Yeah, all the different textures and stuff. Whereas I don't know. I just think this is kind of a boring tank. Whereas in Flames of War, you have such a variety, especially like Germans. All their tanks look very interesting. And rules-wise, I've always had a problem with Team Yankee. Even in the bigger games, so I ran a T80 company, didn't I?
No, you ran a T72 company.
T72 company. But even then, my tactics were very similar to what I saw here. So I had a full. We were playing 2,000 points, or no, not 100 points.
100 points, yeah.
But even I remember just keeping a giant glob of tanks together at all times and just maneuvering like that. And even what I saw from other boards is, people had more infantry-based armies, but that tends to happen more in this game in general, I feel like, than in Flames of War.
Yeah, it depends. The meta over the years has changed.
Yeah.
When we played Shifting Sands many years ago, BMP hordes were a big thing.
Stupid.
And they've done my first battle, I think the guy had 40 BMPs of different makes. So
it was. I remember looking over at your table, and it was if this building's the objective, it was so many destroyed BMPs on the objective that you couldn't actually drive an Abrams on it.
Yeah, I couldn't drive an Abrams to contest it.
You can't end your turn on a vehicle.
Yeah.
So you lost because of the burning wrecks.
I couldn't drive
enemies.
close enough. But I know, and I haven't read the rules completely in this updated version, but I know BMP spam is not as big a concern nowadays and things like that. So there's a lot of cool things, but ultimately it's what you agree with your opponent to make something fun. In a tournament, someone can bring a BMP spam, but if Jake said, I've got 40 BMPs I want to play against you, I would probably build an army that has a chance to take it out rather than something that you
make
can
it more enjoyable.
Roll it over.
And that's one thing I've noticed in most games is I feel like you're going to have a lot more fun when you diversify your army in general rather than just finding one good unit and spamming it. 40K really had that problem bad, and they made the rule of 3. But that can definitely happen in Flames of War, where if you span one type of unit, it's going to get boring eventually because you're just going to have one way of fighting.
Well, the nice thing is, though, too, I think there's natural rock, paper, scissors. If you take all M1 Abrams, and then the Soviets take infantry with anti-tank missiles and things like that, and airplanes, and then one lucky hit on an Abrams is a fifth of your army.
Yeah, exactly. So if you want to have a good, fun, and competitive army, honestly, you should diversify and don't get stuck up on.
I think it's fun. I don't know what the meta is, but it's fun having some. So, I want to have some infantry. I want to have some my Apaches I painted up. You guys saw me my Apaches. I think those would be cool. Anti-tank 29 or 28, something like that.
Yeah, right. I did say like the tanks are boring, and that's why I like Flames of War better. But right, you do have all the cool helicopters and all the other crazy stuff you can get, which is definitely what I would run in my personal army. But yeah, it can definitely get more interesting.
The Soviet Hinds just look so cool.
Hinds
That's
are
such
awesome.
a cool looking helicopter.
They are super cool and have a great paint scheme to them.
All right, well, we can chat all day, but we're going to wrap this battle report up.
Yep.
Jake, thanks for playing Team Yankee today.
Thank you. Thanks for letting me destroy you.
You're welcome. Please let me know down in the video description below. Do you guys want to see more Team Yankee? What do you think of Team Yankee? We want to know. This is probably going to be our battle report for January, and then we'll come back with Flames of War in February for sure.
Yeah.
And then obviously we have a Flames of War battle report for January on Patreon if you guys want to check that out.
And it's a good one.
It is a good one. It is a good one. It's Soviets versus Bagration Germans. And I'm attacking you for a change. The Soviets are attacking.
That was I think the first game we've done in the past like 4
for a
months
while,
or so,
yeah,
where you were attacking me.
Where the Soviets are
I was
attacking.
attacking.
The Soviets are defending and the Germans are attacking.
Yes.
All right, so there you go. Also, please do give us a like and subscribe. We appreciate that. Click that bell to receive notification when we publish new content. As always, thanks for watching, and keep on wargaming.